This is by far the best game that's going to happen at the World Baseball Classic, and I just can't wait to be there in person. What's going on, guys? King of 161st Street. I'm back with another video, and this is a new series called World Baseball Classic Weekends, where all weekend I'm going to be talking about a game that I am excited for during the World Baseball Classic. Today I'm talking about the big one, the best game of the tournament, the Dominican Republic versus Puerto Rico. The teams that will be going out. And again, the site I'm looking at, if I remember, I'll link them down below. It's called pitcherlist.com. I think these are projected lineups. Overall, they should be pretty accurate to what they will be because the official lineups are not fully out yet. The Dominican Republic is rocking a rotation of Luis Severino, Luis Castillo, Sandy Alcantara, Freddie Peralta, and then they're going to have to make a move for Frankie Montas, who's on this list, because Frankie Montas now has shoulder inflammation. He's going to miss the first month of the Yankee season. That rotation right there, that is like all-star game level, how skilled that rotation is. Luis Severino is your 4 or your 3 in that, depending on where you would have him and Freddie Peralta. Either Sevy's 3 or Sevy's 4. That's a sick rotation. Followed by possible Cy Young contenders in Luis Castillo and Sandy Alcantara. And then you have a bullpen of, get this, Emmanuel Clase, Camilo Doval, Hector Neris, Gregory Soto, and then here's your 5th starter, who probably would overtake Sevy to make Sevy the 4th starter, Christian Javier. The pitching staff for the Dominican Republic is absolutely insane and possibly could carry this team, which has a lot of heavy hitters in this lineup. Yeah, they have Gary Sanchez playing at the catcher role, but he has a lot of pop, and in a tournament style thing like this, I expect him to have a really good tournament. You have at first base, Vlad Jr. Although I give the Blue Jays shit because to me they haven't improved this offseason, Vlad Guerrero is a certified stud. He is going to single-handedly have about 10 home runs in this tournament. No questions asked. Especially once you see what Puerto Rico's rotation looks like, this lineup is going to give Puerto Rico a lot of problems. As after that, you have Ketel Marte, off-season this year, but is still a really talented player and very versatile. So a really good add to this roster. You have Jose Ramirez at the 3 in the third base slot. Manny Machado at short. I don't know how they're really going to work that out. There's a chance one of them rides the bench. Again, these are projected lineups. And in a tournament style like this, you're going to play different positions based off of like the all-star game-esque feel to this. So in this sort of weird scenario, Manny Machado would be playing shortstop, which is absolutely crazy. And I don't think he'll be a bad player at short. He has a lot of range at third and has obviously the arm to do it. So to me, that could actually work out. You have Julio Rodriguez, the rookie stud, playing left. Starling Marte, the Mets' underrated hero, playing center. And then the generational talent that the Pirates think Ryan Reynolds is, Juan Soto playing right. Rafi Devers playing the DH position. Boy, is that team fucking stacked. The Dominican Republic has about 70% of the talent in the major league. And it is absolutely crazy how many all-stars are on this roster. Even when you go to the bench, their backup catcher, Francisco Mejia, not the best. Their catching leaves a lot to be desired. But then you go down, Wander Franco, Eloy Jimenez, Teoscar Hernandez. These are elite level hitters when they're on. And man, am I excited to see a lot of these guys get these at-bats. But let's get to a Puerto Rican team in this tournament. So like I said before, for Puerto Rico, the rotation leaves a lot to be desired. You would have Jose Barrios, Marcus Stroman, which is weird. Marcus Stroman in the last World Baseball Classic played for the USA. This time around, he's playing for Puerto Rico. He has committed to the Puerto Rican team. He has family from Puerto Rico, and I guess the family lineage lines up to where he is eligible to play for the Puerto Rican team. So Jose Barrios, Marcus Stroman, then Hector Santiago, Jose De Leon, and Alexis Diaz finish out the rotation. There's a lot to be desired with that rotation. At that point, you're going to have Stroman as your 1, Barrios as your 2, which Barrios was like prime Minnesota Twins Barrios. You put him at that 1 spot and you're fine. Like, he's your ace, and he can battle with these Dominican hitters. Toronto Jose Barrios is going to struggle against this Dominican team. So you're most likely going to have Marcus Stroman be your ace. Marcus Stroman is not an ace level guy, although he is from my home area. I can't say he is of the ilk to battle against that type of dream team. If we go to the lineup, they have at catcher Christian Vasquez or Gary Sanchez. I could see either or being picked there, so it's a toss-up there. Emmanuel Rivera playing first. Lot to be desired there. Javi Baez, Francisco Lindor, and Carlos Correa is your infield. That's why this team can compete. Those 3 right there can carry a team. Along with Eddie Rosario, Jarren Duran, and George Springer, that lineup is going to be absolutely unstoppable. And now you have Enrique Hernandez playing the DH role, and then some of your bench guys, some names we'll know, Andrew Velasquez, former Yankee, on the bench. So this is going to be a dogfight. Is the Dominican, to me, the Dominican team looks a lot deeper, right? But for Puerto Rico, they have a lot of guys who show up when it matters most. Frankie Lindor, George Springer, for example. You got guys who will just show up when they need it, when their team needs it most. And so I believe that this will be a dogfight. I do have the Dominican Republic coming out of this game. They're just so deep, and with the amount of talent there, I get that this isn't a sport where, like, just because you have the most stacked team, it means you're going to succeed when it's that stacked, right? And the main reason for me picking the Dominican Republic is the lack of depth in the rotation for Puerto Rico. If you're relying on Jose Barrios to strike out Vlad Jr., Rafi Devers, try and get these Dominican hitters be lackluster, it's not going to work for you. It's just not going to happen. Again, prime Barrios, I'd give him the shot. This Barrios, I don't trust him. Now, Marcus Stroman, look, when he's on, he's on. But when he's not, it gets ugly. This is going to be probably the best game, probably the most electric game. It's probably why it costed me north of $200 to get a ticket to even get to this thing. Buy your tickets early. There's a lot of tickets for the Arizona games that aren't expensive. And one of the games that I recommend most out of that is USA versus Canada. Less than $50 to get in. I recommend you get on that. But anyways, that is it for me. I just want to go over the best game in the World Baseball Classic, give my predictions on it and why you should watch. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.